It is 7:30. Yep, excellent. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our TM7 demonstration tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gemma. I am the team leader for Team Thermofans, which is the most fabulous Thermomix team, I'm going to say, in the whole of Australia. But yes, we are on the mid-north coast, mid-north coast of New South Wales, and all the way out to Tamworth, and everywhere in between. So yeah, welcome. Thank you so much for coming along tonight. You're either here because a consultant invited you or one of your friends invited you to come along. So everyone that's here is connected to a consultant. It might not be me, but your consultant will be the one for you to go back to and follow up with after the demonstration. I will endeavour to send everybody a follow-up email tomorrow, which will have some details and stuff like that in it. If there's anything I talk about tonight that I'll share a link with, that will all be in the email for you tomorrow as well. There is a chat bar at the well, it's at the side for me, but it might be down the bottom for you guys. If you've got a question, you're more than welcome to just come off mute and ask the question live. I've got some really good questions here that we asked in the registration, but if you think of anything else, chuck it in that chat or just yell it out to me, and I will endeavour to answer those questions as well. Rightio, have we got everyone in? Everyone's good? Excellent. So before we get started, we will let you know that the TM7 is $2,649. We do have a fair few different payment options available, and I will go through all of those at the end of the demonstration as well. As always, I am joined by my darling husband, who is here on the computer for me, running all the technical side. So I'm not talking to myself. I do have him. But like I said, please chime in. The more questions that you ask, the better, and the better that it will be for everybody else, because you could be sitting there thinking of a question that someone else is thinking about as well. So the all-new TM7. I know that there's a couple of people on tonight who've ordered their TM7 by a show of hands. Yep, excellent. Some people are still waiting to possibly order their TM7. Some people have got a TM6 and they've just upgraded to the TM6 as well. So just so that you know, with our TM6 owners, we are still looking after our TM6 owners as well. And actually before next week's virtual, so Wednesday night next week at 6 o'clock, 6:30. Is it 6:30, Shane, or 6? I forget what time I do that. I think it might be 6. But I'll pop it in the email for you as well. If you are a brand new TM6 owner, there is a TM6 first lesson next week before we start our TM7 demo as well. So we do only demonstrate and sell the TM7 now, and this is our first demonstration of the TM7 only as well. So like I said, I've told you what's included, and everything that we're using is part of the package for the TM7, because at the moment you can't actually get any additional accessories or anything like that for the TM7 just yet. So I've told the Thermomix what we're making tonight. We are going to make the Marry Me chicken pasta, which is the trending, I don't know, what do you call it? I don't know, popular recipe at the moment. And it is the hero dish of the new TM7. So we're going to cook that again tonight. It is a good one. It does show you some of the new features of the TM7 as well. So I'm going to go into the Marry Me chicken pasta recipe. Thanks, Shane. And when you go into a recipe on the TM7, it always looks like this. You can, oh, sorry. I don't know what I did then. It went back. It looks like this. You can skip and have a look at the ingredients or the preparation or the tips. And sometimes you can just, you can just scroll down and have a look at the bits and pieces if you are someone that likes to get everything ready to go. Or if you are like me and just like to start and just wing it as you go, you can hit start and then it will just tell you step by step as you go. Rightio. So the first step comes up there. Can you just show that screen? Thanks, Shane. So as you can see, I've taken the lid off. Well, you can't see, but you can see because there's no lid on here. And the Thermomix has just teared itself back to 0. And now it wants the parmesan cheese. So I better grab my ingredients. Excellent. So I'm going to chuck in my parmesan cheese, like so, and a little bit extra parmesan cheese is okay. Now I can just go next, or I can tick off the step as well if I want. Some of the steps have got more than one ingredient, so it's helpful to be able to tick them off as you go. So I'm going next, and I'm popping my lid on, and I am just hitting play. So I don't have to set that. I don't have to do anything for that. It just knows that that's the requirement for this recipe. Okay, so there we go. There's our grated parmesan cheese, and as you can see, it's really nice and fine. We were looking in there. So he's too quick for me. I tell you, he's all over the shop. Rightio. So as you can see, the parmesan cheese has been grated. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm just going to pop that into a bowl aside there for a sec. And I'm just going to give it a little rinse. I'm a bit of a rebel when it says clean and dry the mixing bowl. I sometimes don't, but I sometimes regret that. So I have cleaned and dried the mixing bowl. Oh, well, I haven't cleaned and dried it. I've just rinsed it really. Radio. So then we've transferred that to the side, which I'll hit next. Rinse and dry the mixing bowl next. Now here's a list of when I'm actually putting in multiple items into the Thermomix. So I'm putting in my red capsicum, whole red capsicum, which is this bit in the list. I'm doing my sun-dried tomato strips. If I go here, that goes back to tear, so then I can weigh in my sun-dried tomatoes. How am I going there? Oh, I need more sun-dried tomatoes in. We need a few more of those. I've got a new jar, so let's see if I'm strong enough to open this. Oh, look at that. Don't know my own strength. Here we go. Rightio. So how am I going there? I need a few more. And as you can see, having the scales means that you don't have to have another measuring cup or, you know, other scales. Look, you go a little bit over, that's okay. But you don't have to have extra bits and pieces. We're literally just going straight into the bowl. So I can tick that off. Now I'm going to do garlic. I didn't have a garlic clove, so I'm actually using this dried garlic. A little sprinkle of that. Tick that off. And salt and pepper. Where's my salt and pepper? Go, salt and pepper, and next. Done. And now we're going to saute that for lid on. And as soon as the lid goes on, it just presets itself and I just hit play. And that's now going to just saute for 4 minutes on about 160 degrees. So it's getting quite warm in there, and it will just start cooking. Now, one of the questions tonight was, what is my favourite thing about the TM7? And I think that this is my favourite thing. So I don't know if you can hear that. I can hear a bit of sizzling in there, but I cannot hear the motor at all. It is completely silent on this speed. I literally can hear, if you can, I don't know if you can hear that. There's sizzling coming from in there, but there's no motor noise. So that is my favorite thing about the Thermomix, about the TM7. I quite often actually go and check it to make sure that it is actually on. And I like that you can give the screen a wipe halfway through when you spill stuff on it, and it doesn't affect it. It also, you can touch the screen with wet hands and it does work as well, which is another cool thing. But that's definitely not my favorite. My favorite definitely is the quiet motor as well. And Maddie, that was your question. So I'd love to maybe in the chat, if you're busy with the kids, in the chat, tell me what your favorite thing about the TM7 is, because I know you've got one at home as well. Now, someone else asked, how does the TM7 act as a slow cooker? So that's a really good question as well, and really simple one actually. So we do have a blade cover, which I don't have here to show you, but we do have a blade cover. No, I don't think it's in there, duh. Anyway, we have a blade cover that goes over the top of the blades, which means that the whole bowl can be used as a slow cooker. The amount of time that you can actually set on a lower temperature is greater, so that you can actually cook something. You know, you might have I don't know, like a slow cooked beef cheek or something really yummy like that. And you can cook really good recipes like that in the TM7. Now, when I think of slow cooking, I always think of, like, you know, cooking 6 liters or, you know, a really big amount of food in the slow cooker. The slow cooking in the Thermomix is more like something slow cooked that you'd get at a restaurant, more than something that your grandma would chuck everything in the slow cooker and it all kind of tastes a little bit the same. So that's kind of the difference between slow cooking in the Thermomix and slow cooking in a slow cooker as well. So yeah. Was that something in the chat, Shane? I've just missed the chat and now I can't see it. Oh, what's Maddie's? Steaming. Oh, Maddie likes the browning and the steaming.
Vicky has to check to see if hers is cooking as well.
Oh, Vic, yeah. So Vicky's got a TM7 as well. Hey, Vic. So we have got a couple of consultants on now. Just yell out if there's anyone else here. But I think we've got Vicky and Maddie are consultants that are on tonight. And yes, it is. It's really weird, isn't it? You think, oh yeah, it's going, and then you actually have to go over and like touch it or check that the time is actually counting down, because otherwise you don't know that it's cooking because it is so silent. And I didn't actually think that the old Thermomix was noisy, but when you put it side by side, it really is noisy. So the quiet motor is quite amazing. And that's actually the only thing that they changed about the inside of the TM7 as well. They changed the motor. They kept the blades and all of that kind of technology. They kept all of that the same. So ding, 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 we're done. We go next. And now we're going to chop our sauteed up stuff. So go in the top for me, Rigo. Maybe. Thank you, darling. So there you go. You can see that that's sizzling away there. That's a really good angle actually of that. That, you know, has been the onion, the garlic, no onion because I didn't put any onion in there. The garlic's in there sizzling away. And now we're going to chop that. So we just hit play. We don't have to. I keep saying hit play and I haven't actually touched it. We chop that up. 5 seconds. Let's have a look at that. Go up the top again, Doll. And there we go. So there we go. That's all chopped up now. So that's all of our capsicum and our garlic and stuff is there now chopped. Scrape down the sides with the spatula. So this is another improvement. I don't want to be comparing the two machines. I feel I just need to be telling you about this one. But this is another improvement. The spatula touches the whole side of your Thermomix, which is a great invention. The clever little Germans. Rightio. Scrape down the sides. Okay, we've done that. Next, now we're going to chuck in some more ingredients. So we take the lid off. It tears back to 0 for us, or close enough. We can hit tear. And we're going to go in with our ingredients. So I've got my chicken. A little bit extra is okay. Oh, and one more bit. And I've done my chicken. Now I'm doing my pouring cream, and see how that tears, because it knows that I'm ready to go to a next step, it just tears off for me. Now I need the whole lot of this cream. Oh gosh, that's very thick. Oh, Vicky says she checks the timer. Yes, that is a good idea, Vicky. Oh, a little bit extra cream. That's okay. We want to use the whole lot of that cream anyway. Oh, and then that's going to tear back because now we're going to the water. So it automatically did that time. So I was trying to make it do that the other day. I think it must just start to figure you out a little bit. But I was being a bit sporadical with it the other day and it wouldn't do it for me. But water done. Oh, yep. See, now it's thinking, yep, okay, she's put the water in. And now I'm going to go to the next step. And when it's only a little bit of something, like 3/4 of a teaspoon, it won't do it. But isn't that clever, Shane? Don't you think? Rightio. A little bit of paprika. And then we're going to go, I'll have to tick that off, dried herbs. And again, you don't actually have to tick it if you don't want to, but I think it's quite fun. Could get the kids involved. They'd love ticking off the steps. Some dried herbs, veggie stock paste. I didn't even get it out of the fridge. Oh, this is a bit sad. Sorry? What is veggie stock paste, Shane? Oh, what a great question. So the first thing that you do when you get your Thermomix is you make this vegetable stock paste, okay? Now, it is a whole mixture of different veggies and stuff that you have on hand, and some herbs and some salt. And it just replaces any stock paste or stock cubes or any of those what do you call them, flavor enhancing things that you might buy. This is one of those things that you will never buy another liquid stock or anything like that once you've got a Thermomix, okay, because you'll be making your veggie stock paste. As you can see, it's time for me to make a new jar, so that might be something fun for me to do this week. But it lasts in the fridge for like 6 months, so you don't have to make it very often, and it really is one of those things that you never have to buy again. Okay, so now I'm popping my lid on and I'm hitting play. So now we've popped the chicken and the veggie stock and the water, paprika, salt and pepper, and some Italian herbs in there. And now this is on. I don't know if you can hear that. There's no sound at all. It's completely silent. So it's now, because it's not sizzling, there is no sound, which I know I keep banging on about, but actually is really impressing me. So I will get over it eventually, but that is definitely one of the things that really is impressing me at the moment. So back to our questions. So someone else asks, can we feed a family of 6, 2 adults and 4 children without having to make 2 lots of everything? I would say absolutely. You definitely can. When you see how much even this dish makes, I'm sure that would be enough to feed any. I don't even know how many that would actually feed. We've always got leftovers, and yeah, we're not a big family, but it definitely would be more than 2 serves for us in one lot. So have a look at the end and see how much you can make. Some of the recipes are also scalable, so they might only be for 4. But if they're in a certain lot of the recipes, they are actually scalable, and you can say that you want to have them for 6 or 8 serves. So then you can up the ingredients. Really, the only sorry, Dub. Oh, there you go. Yes, you've got lots of hungry mouths up there, haven't you? So yes, you definitely. Yeah, cool. And Maddie, I guess too, with the Thermomix as well, like I was talking to a lady once that had, I don't know, 8 or something children, and she often had to make double of stuff. But with the Thermomix, it's so easy to make like a dough or like a side or something like that before you start. So if you do need to bulk that meal out, like you might want to serve this marry me chicken pasta with like a pizza crust or something, to go with it. You could whack that up really simply, 1 serve of the pizza makes 2 large pizza bases. You could easily do like a salty, olive oil pizza or something to go with this if you were feeding a heap of people as well. So thanks for that. Radio. What else have we got on the questions list?
Cookidoo.
Oh, yeah, okay, Shane, let's do Cookidoo. He's so bossy. Radio. So we have, when I talked about going into a recipe, the reason why we can do that is because of Cookidoo. So Cookidoo is our online recipe platform. Um, it actually is a little bit like Netflix for your recipes. So every recipe that's made for the TM6, TM7 will be on your Cookidoo platform. Now, it is a subscription service. You do get 3 months for free when you get your TM7. And then after that, it's just $89 a year for your Cookidoo. So every time they bring out a new recipe, you get that. As you can see on the screen there, you can actually create your own recipes. And that was actually one of our questions from one of our people tonight about how do you convert your own recipes. And we actually don't go into that at the demo, but we do have a Cookidoo session that can teach you about that, which in the email I'll put the registration link for that so that you can register and go along and learn how to create your own recipes. Thanks, Shane. But within the Cookidoo platform, we have got our meal planning function, which means that you can actually plan your meals. Within that meal planning function, you can do your shopping lists. That can connect straight to Woolworths, and you can do the online shopping or the click and collect, or just make yourself a really useful list for when you get to Woolworths or the grocery shop and of what you need as well. So there's lots to Cookidoo, and that's why we do the Cookidoo sessions, because it is like a whole program to learn about completely aside from your Thermomix, but it really does make sure that you get the most out of your Thermomix if you're using Cookidoo side by side your Thermomix as well. I should mention that Cookidoo does have an app as well, and it's really good if you're on the go, even if you haven't made a meal plan. If you go to the shopping centre and you've got your Cookidoo app, it's like taking every recipe book that you have to the shop, so that if you get there and, I don't know, chicken thigh fillets are on sale, you can quickly type that into your Cookidoo app and it can tell you some recipes that would go with that. So even while you're wandering around aimlessly around the shopping centre, you could be really getting a plan of how to use those discounted chicken thigh fillets, for instance. But yeah, excellent. Radio, another question. Now, Vicky asked, when will accessories be available? And Vicky, that is the, not Vicky Trustum, the other Vicky, that is the $1 million question. So at the moment, the factory that makes Thermomixes is solely producing TM7s. We have got a delay on when you can get a TM7. So people who order a TM7 today, we're expecting delivery of that. Oh, have I frozen? Oh, Shane. Keep going. Okay. Is that better now? Yep. Okay, great. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. But so all the factories are flat out making TM7s at the moment. As soon as we catch up to demand, then they will start to produce some accessories and extra bowls and bits and pieces for us. Now, as I was saying, if you order a Thermomix today, the expected delivery of that is around August. So today we actually had some dispatch of some people that ordered late in the first week of pre-orders. So that's where we're up to with getting TM7s out to people as well, which is very exciting because those people have been waiting since April. So I hope that they're excited about getting their dispatch notices today. I know I was when they all came through. So yes, don't know about accessories, sorry. That's a bit of a long-winded answer, but we're not sure. And do TM6 recipes work from Cookidoo? I'm assuming you mean with the TM7. So there's nothing that the TM7 can't do that any of the previous models could do. I think that's what that question meant. And yes, so yes, from Cookidoo, the recipes will still be on here. Unfortunately, recipes that have been made purely for the TM7 will not work on the older models if they don't have the capabilities of the step. So usually there is a bit of a workaround for that if that's what you're checking. Just check in with your consultant. But yes, the recipes do work from Cookidoo. And we have one person say, I have so many questions. Tell me anything about functionality. Hopefully I'll be talking about functionality all night. So that'll tick that off for you. But definitely if there's something that I haven't talked about, chuck it in the chat and we definitely can chat about it. When we're talking about functionality and talking about what the Thermomix actually can do, the way we used to cook in a Thermomix was what we call manual. Oh, thanks, Shane. This is what I was thinking about. It was called manual. So we now have got, we still have got manual mode, so that if you did want to cook something, could be a recipe that you found online, or someone wrote it down for you, and it was in the Thermomix way of cooking, which is time, temperature, speed. Then you definitely can go into your manual mode on your TM7 and whack that out. So that's really good. But we also have got guided, which we've just been talking about, which is on the Cookidoo and all of those recipes. And then we also have got the modes. So over here, out of here, in here, see we've got this little button or little bit here, and we've got all of these modes. So this is probably where the TM7 is really going to come into its own. There's lots of room. I've got that shadow there. There's lots of room here for extra modes, and I do assume that like the TM6, when the TM6 first came out, we only had a handful of modes, and then we ended up getting all of these. I do assume that is what's going to happen with the TM7 as well. But probably my favorite mode has got to be the egg boil mode, this one. So that is, you go into that, you can actually tell it, oh, it won't work while I'm cooking something, but you go into that and it actually asks how you want your eggs cooked, so your hard-boiled eggs cooked. So you can have them all the way from soft to hard and all the way in between. And it's got little pictures of how the egg will look inside from all of the different ways of cooking it, which I know that doesn't sound, you know, worth $2,649. But let me tell you, once you've got your Thermomix, that is something that you'll never do. You'll never cook your eggs on the stove again. You'll always chuck them in the Thermomix and they'll be perfect every time. And you won't have to watch them. So there won't be any chance of you boiling that, you know, pan dry or burning down the house or anything like that. So yeah, all of these modes, I guess the open cooking mode is one of our, what new modes would you guess could become? Oh, Tanya, that's a scary question. Well, I'm not at liberty to say. No, I don't really know. Open cooking is a new one. So that's just for the TM7. What else? Browning is just for the TM7. So you can actually go into the high heat mode with the TM7 without being in a recipe, and that wasn't the case with the previous models. I don't know. I don't know. I was the one who said when we had the TM31, how much better could they make it? So I'm not a good one to guess what's going to come. I'm not an inventor. I just love it when it arrives. I definitely am not thinking up any new modes. I think we've got everything. Yes, you can change the order of the modes. I don't know how. Yes, I do. Do I know how? Maddie? Do you know there is a way, it's in one of the settings, and you can like put the ones that you use in settings, is it? Okay, there you go. Yes, so when you set up your Thermomix, that just reminded me of that video that you did, Maddie. When you set up your Thermomix, it actually asks you how you would like to see the different settings and stuff as well. So you can tailor it to how you use it as well. Let me just keep going here, and I will then continue on that thought. Hold that thought. Okay, so it's dinged at me, and it now wants me to add in some pasta. And this is a really cool recipe because you actually add the pasta straight into the Thermomix bowl, which I love all-in-one cooking. That's always been my favourite way to cook in the Thermomix. But I love it even more now that we can take the lid off and give it a little stir. I didn't realise how much I liked stirring. Okay, stir with the spatula, sure. Make sure all the, if you're cooking this recipe at home, you want to make sure that all your pasta is actually underneath the liquid. And then go next. And then we want to set this timer for how long we want the instructions on the packet. Oops, we want to go minutes. And we'll just go 10 minutes. And that's already set that. And now we can hit play. Now, this is a lid off step. So I know I've chucked the lid on. It obviously will cook quicker if you leave the lid on, but some of the recipes have now got it so that you can take the lid off. So I don't know if you want to watch there or there. Oh, there we go. Come back to me, Shane. So it's cooking and I take the lid off and it's still cooking, okay? So it's still counting down and it's still heating up. So you can actually take the lid off without stopping the time, give it a stir, and like this actually says to cook without the lid, but I know that the pasta actually cooks a little bit better if we leave the lid on. But yeah, recipe that said to do something without the measuring cup, that would mean without this, without the cap. The measuring cup's probably going to stop being mentioned in the TM7 recipes, Amy. Is that Amy? Yeah. Because this is not called a measuring cup anymore. So the TM6 had the measuring cup lid that when you took it off, you had a big hole in the lid, okay? We don't have that anymore. So that's why we now can actually cook without the whole lid. And you can't see, but I actually have steam coming up there, and this is bubbling away. So yeah, anyway, I didn't realize how much I missed being able to take the lid off and give it a stir. So that's now cooking. I still have to keep watching that it is counting down because it is so quiet. It's unbelievable. Now, this does tell me, and I don't have a thermo server down here, Shane. How is that possible? Oh, don't moan. That moan was Shane having to walk upstairs to get me probably an oval thermo server, please, if possible. Anyway, you like are you saying you like the no lid cooking, Tanya? I think that's what you mean by that. It is really cool because if you wanted to give this a stir before, if you thought, oh, it could use a stir, yes, it is. The smell goes out a lot. If you wanted to give this a stir before, you'd have to pause it, wait for it to open, and then give it a stir. So then you probably wouldn't bother because it's going to work without stirring it. But if you just wanted to just give this a stir, you can, and then go on with your day. Okay. If you don't stir it, it's not going to hurt either. Thank you, Shane. Oh dear. What would I do without you, darling? Okay, so what was the thing I said to remember that I was talking about before? So I'm putting baby spinach in my thermo server. What was I talking about? Someone, come on. Hopefully someone was listening. Modes. No.
Home screen.
What was it?
Home screen.
Home screen. Oh, maybe about the home. Oh, the home screen. Yes. Thank you, Maddie. So when you set your Thermomix up, it asks how you want to see your things. So if you'd like to see your week, if you're someone that meal plans every week, you can have it so that when you start your screen, your week comes up every time, which that's how set mine up. Maddie set hers up to have all her modes at the front because she quite often cooks in manual mode or egg boiler, or I don't know which mode you use all the time, Maddie, but you like to have your modes accessible quickly as well. So when you hop on, your modes come up. And yeah, so it kind of can be tailored to how you like to see it as well. Let me tell you some other things that are on here while this is cooking as well. The what do we call it? Control center. So we've got new names for everything, and I'm not good at new names for things. So we've got what we call control center, which is if you just drag down, this is what we call control center. Now in here, you can have more than one thing happening. So if I did have a pizza in the oven, I could just hit the timer, and say if I wanted to, do time for 10 minutes, I could just quickly go, remind me in 10 minutes that pizza's in the oven, okay? And then if I had the Thermomix sensor, it would also be here. Okay, so I might have something in the oven. I could have maybe a roast pork in the oven with the Thermomix sensor in it, and that would show up here in my control panel. The other things in my control panel are my scales, so I can always go into my scales. If I'm weighing something whilst this is cooking, I can just go in there and keep weighing. And also pre-clean is in here as well. So when you've finished a recipe, you can go in, and the Thermomix actually cleans itself, so that we do have the pre-clean mode as well on this one. But if you want to just go back to your recipe, you just touch that and it takes you back to where you were as well. The other cool, when we're talking about functions, this is where we go in to have a look at our Cookidoo recipes and stuff like that. So the benefit, I guess, of having that big screen, and I'm trying to get that light off there. The benefit of having this nice big screen is you really can search lots of different things. We need a shade here, Shane. You can search lots of cool things in here. It's just starting to get to know me and what I might want to cook as well. But you can always search in here as well. You can actually search by how long the thing is going to take as well. So if you wanted to find a quick recipe, you could go in there and find a quick recipe as well. So there's lots of different options of how to search, and then also in your collections. So this is where you actually can have your collections saved. And we have got the manifesto collection, which that actually looks like it's a different language, but let me have a little look in here. So the manifesto is, yeah, that is a different language. Some of those are a different language, so it might be not my English ones. I haven't had a play with the manifesto yet, but basically the manifesto are the collections that come hardwired into your Thermomix. So even if you don't have Cookidoo, or if you're online, those recipes will be on your Thermomix as well. Oh, here we go. Here's the bits that are mine. So if I go into the book, here's my recently cooked, my bookmarked collections, my recipe lists of things that I've actually saved on Cookidoo, all of the collections that I've made, so all the recipes that I use all the time, and then also created recipes, which are the ones that I've actually adapted the way we like them, or a recipe that we had before that I've converted to Thermomix as well. So yeah, that's that. Now, let me tell you, is there a hole in the new lid at all? Yeah, there is, Tanya. If you can you see? Oh, you can't really, but there's like a hard bit in the middle of it, and then at the sides there's holes. So it does let a little bit of steam out. Oh, actually, let me show you like this. Yeah. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. So you can see the little holes, but definitely not as big a hole as what we had. And see how I just took that lid off and it just kept cooking. How good. Radio. Tell me, Shane, what's our next slide, please? The what's up? Oh, the host rewards. Thank you. So our reward for our customers who share the Thermomix with their friends, these are the items that are on up for grabs now at the moment. And as you can see, I'm using the oval thermo server tonight. Every Thermomix owner needs at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 Thermomix thermo servers because they are really useful. So if you've got a Thermomix already, make sure that you book into our next online cooking experience and invite 2 friends. All you have to do is invite 2 friends, and that makes you eligible for the host rewards at a discounted price. If your friend decides to buy, then some of them are free, some of them are down, the cutter's down to $19. Just disclosure, the cutter doesn't work with the TM7. So if you've only got a TM7, don't get a cutter, get one of the other items. So yeah, make sure you chat to your consultant if you want to host, and we would love you to invite some of your friends. Oh, there you go. Maddie's just shared a picture of that, of the holes in the lid as well. So yes, we love you guys sharing the Thermomix, because this is how we get the word out about Thermomix as well. So, and ding, 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 we're done. How easy is that? And now, if you're thinking about saving time in the Thermomix, you don't obviously have to be standing beside the Thermomix. Oops, I've lost a bit of pasta. You don't have to be standing beside the Thermomix while it's cooking. So, you know, you probably could cook something like this on the stove around the same time, maybe. But while I was here chatting to you, I could have been out doing something else. I didn't actually need to be in the kitchen at all, which is where our time saving comes into it. Now I'm pouring my Marry Me chicken pasta into my thermo server, and look, I did go a little bit extra of everything, so it's really full tonight. But that's okay. We love a full bowl. What's all the beeping over there, Shane? Oh, kids' phones. We've confiscated kids' phones, but now they're quite popular, our kids, by the sounds of it, because it won't stop beeping. Yeah, and the spatula stands up, and it also, so see when it stands up, I then get drips down, which someone did tell me last week that would happen, and yes, they were right. But it also sits on its back and doesn't touch the, you can't, oh yeah, sits on its back like that. If you put it down like that, it dirties your bench, but if you go like that, it stays off your bench. So anyway, there's our Marry Me chicken pasta, and I don't know how long that's been, but it wasn't very long. Maybe up the top camera, Shane, because I can't tip it because it's so full. There we go. There it is. How good does that look? So that is 2.5 litres, that thermo server, and that is really full and quite heavy. So I would say that would definitely be enough for your 6 people. And like I said, with something else, maybe if you wanted to bulk it out a little bit. Now, let me tell you how we get a Thermomix. I wish you'd turn the beeping off, Shane. It's really quite annoying. Thank you, darling. I don't know which of the children is so popular, but they've got lots of people needing them. Anyway, so like I said, we do have lots of payment options. My number one favorite way to get a TM7 at the moment, which is the best deal I think we've ever had, is $0 and make 6 sales in your 60 days and you own your Thermomix. Okay, so you can get started as a consultant for free. We've got a free business kit that comes with that as well. We send you your TM7 as priority, so you're not waiting till August like everybody else. And then you give being a consultant a go for 60 days. And obviously, if you don't sell 6 Thermomixes in 60 days, you owe us some money. But that's okay. If it wasn't for you, then you can just leave and we can stay friends and you can pay for your rest of your Thermomix. But you can maybe get a discounted Thermomix if you sell, I don't know, 3 Thermomixes or something like that. We do love new teammates, Maddie. We've got lots of new teammates at the moment. So yes, we do love new teammates. Other payment options, if becoming a Thermomix consultant isn't for you, then we do have some other options. Our interest-free offering at the moment is 24 months interest-free with Humm Finance. You can see there Basically, the ins and outs of that is just over $50 a fortnight, so $50.52 a fortnight. No, we do no longer have Zip at the moment, Tanya. It's just, it may come back, but no Zip at the minute. We just have Humm, which we love. And with Humm, you can choose anywhere from 3 months to 24 months to pay off your Thermomix, depending what suits your budget and how you want to go about that as well. But we do have Afterpay, PayPal, credit card, all of the other options as well to get your Thermomix on your bench. And we actually have a savings calculator, and I'll pop that in the email to you as well. So we've got a savings calculator, and we haven't met a family yet, because I say all the time, there's no family that I can't help save $50 a fortnight. And Shane says, oh, you know, maybe there is out there. You shouldn't say that. But I haven't met a family yet that I can't save $50 a fortnight if they make a couple of changes and start using a Thermomix. So if affordability of the Thermomix is what's worrying you, talk to your consultant, have a look. My 10 minutes is up. My timer is telling me to get the imaginary thing out of the oven. But chat to your consultant and find out how you'll be able to save $50 or $100 a fortnight, something like that, so that you can not only pay off your Thermomix, but it actually can start making you money as well. Obviously, becoming a consultant is a good way to get your Thermomix discounted. But if that's not for you, definitely just, you know, making 1 or 2 extra meals a week instead of getting takeaway, or making school snacks instead of buying them. You know, whatever it is for you. I've had customers that have just started making their own yogurt, and just from that, they've paid off their Thermomix. So talk to your consultant about what it is for you that you would be able to save that as well, if that's a concern for you as well. Any other things there, Shane? I think that's about wrapped us up. If there's any questions, please chuck them in the chat. I'm going to put pre-clean on and show you how easy that is. Shane loves it when I remember to do this, because he is the wash-up man, and he does much prefer when the bowls had a pre-clean, so that it's not too hard for him to wash up. So we just pop the lid back on, and we go into our control panel, and we go pre-clean, and you know, it's just universally dirty tonight, and then we turn it on. Now, this is another cool thing with the TM7. I never used to be able to do this while I was still demoing, because this would then start making noise and I'd have to turn it off while I continued online. But this is now a silent pre-clean, which is pretty cool as well. Any other questions? I must have covered everything perfectly. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Oh, have we got any more questions on the list? Oh, I wonder if Mary's on. Is Mary on?
Is the bowl the same size? Is another question. Mary is, yes.
Oh, excellent. Is the bowl the same size? The bowl is different, but it holds the same amount. Yes, so it is the same size bowl. The thing that did get bigger is the Varoma. So the Varoma actually now holds 40% more, because it's a different shape. And it's quite large. You can actually fit 2 chickens in here now, not just 1 chicken, which is exciting. Now, I had an answer for Mary. The Cookidoo thing. So if you've got a Cookidoo subscription and you get a TM7, you can just add your TM7 to your existing Cookidoo subscription. And I know that you're gifting one of your Thermomixes. So if you're happy, you can actually share a Cookidoo subscription, because you can have up to 5 devices on the one subscription. So I wouldn't, I can chat to you, give me a call tomorrow, Mary, if you want to chat about the ins and outs of that. But I would actually, I've got lots of people that just share one Cookidoo subscription with mum and, you know, a couple of daughters and stuff like that. So that's probably the best way to do it as well. So now this is slushing around. Still a lot quieter, but you can hear it as well. What else? I think that's all the questions for the night. Oh, Amy, I actually, I actually saw the screen protector ad just before I started on tonight, and I will have to get back to you. At the moment, I'm saying no because it's not a Vorwerk item, and use of any non-Vorwerk pieces of bits and pieces for your Thermomix voids your warranty. So I would say no at this point until further notice, because I don't think anyone's tested what happens if water gets under that screensaver or anything like that. It's a really tough glass. I've been wiping it. It doesn't scratch. I seen that ad saying, oh, you know, if it was a phone, you'd put a screen protector on it, but you're not taking your Thermomix out like on the road or anything like that. So I would say just hold off buying any of those bits and pieces at this point, just because they're not approved yet. Not to say that we won't bring out a screen protector soon and then it will be okay, but yeah, just no, not at this point. Is there anything else there for me, Dal? I've said that. Yeah. Okay, cool. And I know a few of you guys were asking questions about becoming consultants and all that kind of stuff. I will, in the email, I will put in a video link of where I explained what it is to be a consultant and, you know, all that kind of stuff as well. So if that interests you, that will be in the email as well for you to have a little bit of a read of as well. And it is the best time ever, I think, to be a Thermomix consultant. And I've been a Thermomix consultant for 11 years, and I think now is the best time ever. So any other questions? Otherwise, we will say goodnight. Oh, Joe says sure is. Hey, Joe, I didn't know that you were there. Joe Picton is also a consultant. I did do a shout out to consultants earlier. Joe, I'm sorry I missed you. I didn't. Oh, okay. No worries. Well, I didn't miss you at the start then. That's good. Excellent. Radio girls, thank you so much. If there's any questions, please don't hesitate to hit reply on that email, or like I said, go back to the consultant that invited you along, or the person who invited you along. But you will get that email tomorrow as well. Thanks, Tanya. Thanks. Is it Katie? I can't read. Gosh, Shane, I need to bring the screen forward. Hope the chicken is good. Oh, the chicken will be delicious, Amy. I'll be having that as soon as I get up. Oh, actually, no, I've already had dinner, haven't I? Oh, no, I'll have to have that tomorrow night, or put it in the freezer. We do have quite a lot of Marry Me chicken going around at the moment. I actually gifted a big bowl of Marry Me chicken to a friend, and then Ali, my daughter, was like, where did the chicken go? And I'm like, oh, we've had Marry Me chicken like 5 times in the last month. I thought you were over it. And she was like, I wanted to take it to school. So she wants to take it to school in like a hot thermos tomorrow. So she was excited when I told her that there was going to be more Marry Me chicken. And Molly, my other daughter, said she really likes the chicken. She's just not real sure about the Marry Me part. So she doesn't like the Marry Me. I don't know which the Marry Me bit is. Excellent. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for coming. Maddie will no doubt follow up with you tomorrow. And yeah, great. Excellent. Thanks, girls.